Before this situation even unfolds, we're stepping into a classic modern-day conflict. A camera, a private business, and a citizen who refuses to back down. What starts as a simple act of filming quickly escalates into tension, accusations, and emotional confrontations that push everyone to their limits. On one side, you have a man exercising what he believes is his constitutional right to record in public.
Recording inside a post facility, right?
Hi, how are you?
Signs out there?
I'm recording outside of it.
You're pointing inside, right?
I'm outside, ma'am. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
What's your name?
Officer Antipina.
Huh?
Officer Antipina.
Antipina?
Yes, sir.
You have a badge number?
Yes, 15030, right here.
Thank you. This is your command?
This is my command, yes.
Okay. How can I help you?
That's why I'm asking, how may I help you? You're recording inside of a post facility.
You could report that vehicle.
Which one?
The first blue and white one, the first RMP.
Yeah.
The inspection sticker's out of date.
Okay, which number is?
I don't know, it's the first one.
First one up the block?
So the first car on this block is a school safety.
Okay, yeah.
The first official cop car.
Okay.
The inspection sticker's out of date.
All right.
And then
Thank
you
you for
got
bringing
somebody
it up.
left somebody's personal information out where anybody could just see it.
Okay, which one?
This vehicle right here. You just got somebody's personal information out. Anybody could just look at it. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you for
So,
bringing it up.
yeah, I don't know if you want to hide that. That's somebody's information.
What's up, boss?
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
So somebody just came. I don't even know who he is. He didn't come up to me. He said it from down the block. He said, was it him?
How's it going?
Oh, you try to surround me, huh? What's up, man? What's your name and badge number?
Police Officer Torres 208.
Torres, you don't know the law?
Yes, I do know the law.
So what law are you quoting?
Well, I'm quoting the fact that you can't film inside a police precinct.
Am I inside
You
or am I outside?
You are using a selfie stick
Uh-huh.
to film inside the command.
From where?
That is illegal.
From where?
As the situation escalates, we're starting to see the emotional tone take over the interaction. The mention of law enforcement on the way instantly raises the stakes. And this isn't just a casual disagreement anymore. It's now something being treated as potentially serious. What's interesting here is how quickly the conversation shifts from dialogue to judgment. Statements about attitude, tone, and respect are now dominating the exchange. But notice something important. Both sides are mirroring each other's energy. When one party becomes defensive or aggressive, the other responds in kind.
From right over there.
From
We
the
have
si-
you- we
from the
have
sidewalk,
you-
right?
We have you several times
Okay.
on various cameras.
So whatever I can
Okay.
see from public, I can film.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
You're filming inside the precinct.
From
Read
a
the law.
traditional public forum. And that's not a law, that's a policy.
Oh, a
You don't
policy.
know what the Right to Record Act is?
Yes, I do.
You know what the First Amendment is?
Yes,
I have the
I
right
do.
to record my government officials in the course of
And
your
I'm not
duty.
telling you
And I'm
authority.
standing on a
You can't
traditional
record
public
inside the command,
forum.
sir.
I'm standing on a traditional public forum engaged in freedom of the press.
Yes, you
I'm
are.
watching my government workers
Right now
at
you are.
work.
But
So
you're
why are you
trying
trying
to
to turn it into a
film
crime?
it.
Why are you trying to turn it into a crime?
Because you're trying to violate people's personal rights. They're
Personal people or public servants?
No.
Public
because there could be
employees,
people
excuse me, because
inside
I don't
the
like to say
command
servants.
Trying to file a police report.
I'm watching your boy was, first of all, that's like, I don't know what that is, a rest area where y'all chill. That's not where you,
And how
that's
do you
not
know
an
that there are
investigation
people in
room.
there? And
Why is
what
that
do you
officer
think-
smoking inside of the precinct?
There's nobody smoking.
I got him on camera smoking on the precinct,
How'd
and
you
that's
get
why I
it on camera?
record. Are you allowed to smoke in the precinct, sir?
How'd you get that on camera?
I'm standing on the sidewalk, and I can see it from the sidewalk. It's a window that you can look through.
No, right now, if you use your camera to record through those windows, you will be arrested.
So are you telling me that I can't film what I
You
can
cannot
see from
record
public?
You cannot record inside that precinct.
So what crime would I be arrested for?
You will be arrested.
For what crime?
You will be arrested.
Photography is a crime in America?
Photography is not a crime.
Didn't you
But
swear to
can-
protect my rights? Why are you trying to
cannot
violate my
record
rights?
Inside this precinct.
I'm not inside the precinct.
Well, you cannot record the inside.
So if we
of
take
this
it to
precinct.
court, the judge is going to say, where was he? Oh, he was standing on a sidewalk.
Okay, well, we can
And the
play
judge
that
is going to throw it out. And then I'm...
Here we get into a key moment where rights and public filming come into focus. The presence of a camera is no longer just a tool. It's become the center of the conflict. And that raises a very important point. Cameras in public spaces often trigger strong reactions because they represent transparency. But transparency doesn't always feel comfortable to everyone. For some, it's accountability. For others, say it feels like scrutiny. And that's where this clash begins. Watch how the conversation turns from questions into assumptions. One side believes filming is suspicious, while the other believes it's completely justified. Neither side is necessarily wrong in their perception, but the disconnect between them is what fuels the tension.
Your warning, okay?
No, you're threatening me with unlawful arrest right
not
now.
threatening.
You are. That's a threat of arrest.
It's not a threat, but
What do you
a
what?
warning
For what crime?
for recording inside the precinct.
I'm not inside the
We're
precinct.
recording the inside of the precinct. How's that?
From where? The sidewalk.
But you cannot record the inside.
I
of the
can
precinct.
record whatever. You don't know what the First Amendment is?
You have to create privacy.
Whatever I can see from public, I can film. You don't know that? Just like this, the plain view doctrine. Just like when you pull a car over, you can look through the car.
It's not plain view when you use the
Sir,
tech
I'm not going to go
make
back
it
and
easy
forth.
This-
with you.
no,
I give
why
you-
don't-
I give you a warning? I have stuff.
Let's
to do.
de-escalate, right? Why aren't you respecting my rights right
Have a
now?
great night. You
You guys are scared of change. I need your card. I need your card. Now you're breaking the law because the Right to Know Act is a law. On camera, give me your card. All of your cards because y'all want to turn your body cams on and make contact.
I don't have any card.
Are you breaking the law? So write your name down on his card.
Anybody got a card? Nobody got cards?
No.
So then why are you here?
So let me get your name and badge number. Come in. Let me get it on camera.
083 Torres, 23rd Precinct. Good night.
Say it again.
You have no purpose here.
How many guys are you yourself?
Y'all niggas is a bunch of fucking thugs. That's why you signed up to violate people's rights? Then you want to walk away, right? Biggest fucking walk of shame I've ever seen in my life. You took the oath for. What did you swear to protect? You swore to protect yourselves? Fucking coward. All of y'all's cowards, bro. That's what you signed up for? This is what you signed up for, right? Fucking coward. Nah. Fucking coward. All these niggas is cowards. Cowards, bro. How you threaten me with arrest, huh?
So you came with the backup.
God, they niggas try to surround me like I'm running.
They pump fake. They just want to try to use authority over you, intimidate you. You know
I said,
what
for what crime you gonna arrest me for? You see, he couldn't say a crime. He's gonna make it up once he arrests me.
Now we're entering a more intense phase of the interaction. Personal space becomes a major issue, and the tone sharply rises. You can feel the frustration building on both sides. This is where things often go wrong in real-world confrontations, when emotions override communication. Instead of de-escalating, both parties double down. The language becomes more confrontational, and even small actions like stepping closer or raising a voice can dramatically shift the dynamic. At this point, the question isn't just about rights anymore. It's about control, respect, and boundaries. Who is crossing the line, and who is reacting to it?
You can write your name down too,
For what?
so I can hold you accountable.
For what?
You was part of that little group that violated my rights.
But I wasn't recording it.
You showed up though.
They have the right to.
So then you don't have to worry about the complaint then. But I have a right to file it. What's your name and badge number? It's dark outside. Ma'am, can you verbalize your name and badge number for me, please? Courtesy, professionalism, respect, remember?
I'll put it on the card.
Okay. You don't want to say it out loud?
No.
Okay.
I just started, so I don't know how this works.
You don't know how to say your last name?
Nope.
That's fine. That's the kind of people they hire.
Yeah.
You agree with your sergeant was doing? Threatened me with arrest for filming on the sidewalk?
The door. You can't film inside.
Inside. Was I inside?
I didn't see.
You know that's a policy, right?
I just walked outside.
You know that's a policy, right?
I just walked.
That's not the law. You enforce laws. You don't enforce policies. You know what the Right to Record Act is?
Yeah.
It's a state law.
Yeah, you're doing it right now. You're recording.
Right. From public, as long as I'm in public, I can film you.
I'm not telling you to stop.
Right. You did over there? You threatened me with arrest, all of y'all. Y'all surrounded me. As a gang, all of y'all surrounded me and watched as your sergeant threatened me with arrest.
They don't hold each other accountable. You see your other folks.
Why didn't you say so? Why didn't you speak up for what's right?
They don't do that in
How
Now we see a deeper layer of this interaction. Authority versus refusal. The request for identification becomes a key point of conflict, and this is where many similar encounters escalate quickly. What's important here is understanding the difference between a request and a legal obligation. The disagreement over whether ID must be provided is central to the entire situation. At the same time, the emotional tension doesn't help. Accusations, sarcasm, and dismissive remarks continue to push the conversation further apart instead of bringing it together. This moment highlights how quickly a simple interaction can become a standoff when both sides dig in.
How come you didn't speak up for what's right?
Excuse me?
How come you didn't speak up for what you know is right?
You were free to leave.
How come you didn't tell your sergeant? Why are you threatening him with arrest?
Sit down on the side.
You just say you know the right to record act. How come you didn't tell your sergeant, Sergeant, it's the right to record act? It's the plain view doctrine. How come you didn't speak up for what's right?
Wasn't there.
So you think I was committing a crime?
I wasn't there.
But you just said that. You just said I was recording inside the precinct, though.
I wasn't there, sir.
But didn't you just say that I was recording inside the precinct?
I wasn't there.
But if that's what you was thinking, if you was under the impression that I was recording inside the precinct from the sidewalk, and I said it on camera, I said it out loud, how come you didn't tell your sergeant, Sergeant, he's on the sidewalk? He's allowed to record. You was standing right, you wasn't just standing right there?
For 2 minutes?
Okay, that's 2 minutes to speak up for what's right. You can save a life in 2 minutes.
Exactly, and that's what I'm here to do.
So how come you didn't protect my rights in 2 minutes?
This guy's coming in hot behind you, bro.
That's fine. Let him.
I want to identify himself.
I need your card, sir.
I don't have any card.
So write your name on this one.
Your personal space is a space.
There's no such thing in public.
Said, right? Your personal space. That's all.
What law is
And you
that?
guys, you're not allowed to inside me. That's it.
Here, write your name on this card for me,
I
please.
don't have to write my name, sir.
So tell me your
Did I
name.
stab you? Did I stab you?
I have the right to file a complaint on you, and I need your name.
Go ahead.
So
and
if you
do
don't give me your name, you're violating my
Go ahead.
rights.
Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and file the complaint.
Excuse me while I get your name on camera.
Make sure. It's right there. Make sure
Your name is right there.
he's not too close to you. That's it.
What law is that?
Right?
What law is that? Tell them to make sure they enforce the law, not their
I'm
feelings.
letting you know.
What law is that?
If you get too close to them and they're gonna ask you to move, if you don't move, you're gonna get arrested.
For what
I'm letting
crime?
You know that straight up.
For what crime?
Right?
What crime are you
I'm letting
quoting?
you know.
For what crime?
I'm letting you know.
For what crime?
You're allowed to record.
For what crime?
Listen, you're allowed to record.
So why'd you threaten me with
but
arrest
you
over
don't
there?
Stay too close to my office.
There's no law.
That's
Too
all.
close is not a law.
That's all. That's all.
When law enforcement arrives, the entire tone shifts again. There's a noticeable drop in hostility, replaced with a more structured and controlled interaction. This is a crucial moment because it demonstrates the role of authority in de-escalation. The officers confirm key legal points, including the right to film in public areas. At the same time, they clarify the boundaries, specifically, that private property rights still apply. This balance between rights is what defines many real-world cases like this. It's not about one side being completely right or wrong. It's about understanding where each right begins and ends.
What law? What law?
What
What law are you enforcing?
My office, I don't care about that.
Public safety.
What law are you enforcing? You put police safety over public safety? You a coward.
You assume the risk. You're in the military, you know you're gonna go to war, the chance you lose your life.
What's more important,
You have to
police
give the
safety or
public
public
the benefit
safety?
of the doubt. You don't be a tyrant like him. He's training you all wrong. What you're doing is the right thing to do. You build transparency, you have conversation, and that's what you do. You build. That's what we're here for. You in our community. We're not in your community. You establish rapport. We're holding you accountable. That's what we're doing. Don't follow these idiots.
He came over here and escalated the whole situation. He wants you to arrest me.
I saw him coming in.
For standing too close. What law is too close? Please quote it for me.
Everyone has a right to personal space.
Well, we're not violating your space.
In 42nd Street? In 42nd Street.
Let him record. The minute that he
Let me record. You know what lets me record? The First Amendment lets me
The
record.
minute that he doesn't get too close to you, he gets
We
hit.
have no intent
Speak
to
pro-
get
speak-
close to them.
speak proper English.
See, that's these the escalate.
Speak proper
They
English. Hold on,
escalate
let me hear
things.
what he's
These
saying.
tactics.
Let
He's
him record,
encouraging
and that's it.
aggression. We
Speak
have a
proper
conversation.
English. Learn the
He
language. You
came
don't
in
live in
hot
the
from
country.
across the street, very aggressive, and look at his mannerism, and he's what he's doing. He's advising
He's
his
a fucking
officers,
tyrant.
to be aggressive if need be.
They don't teach
We're
you.
having a conversation.
Do they teach you
That's what we're
de-escalation?
doing. No one's being close.
So why is he not de-escalating?
Guys, don't
He should be
even
telling
answer
them,
any
guys,
questions.
They not saying that. You're the only person talking.
Don't answer any questions.
He should be saying, you know
They're
what?
still public workers at the end of the day.
Like you, like yourself.
You still have a job to do.
We pay your salary. Keep that in
Now
mind.
you could cross.
That look nice, sir.
Absolutely.
Stop the fake and phony shit, bro. You know you want to shoot us.
Yeah, the black go back column does exist.
What law is too close? What if you was in Times Square? You going to tell everybody not to stand too close?
Here, we reach a turning point where legal boundaries are clearly being discussed. The officers outline the conditions under which trespassing would occur, which introduces a new layer of seriousness. What stands out is how structured this interaction becomes compared to the earlier chaos. The officers maintain control, ask questions, and clarify procedures. This is a complete shift from the earlier emotional exchanges. At the same time, the situation highlights a key principle. Rights in public spaces are protected, but they are not unlimited. Understanding those boundaries is critical, especially in situations like this where public and private spaces intersect.
For police safety? In Times Square?
Well, they're new to the job. He's training them to how to be tyrants.
How long you been on the force? You just gonna listen to whatever he tells you? What if he told you to smack your partner? You gonna smack her?
Audit, baby.
It's good, bro.
We have to hold them accountable.
What's the channel? You got a channel? That us.
Good guy
I
activism.
watch Long Island all the time, baby.
Good guy activism.
Good guy.
Check me out, bro.
They doing it.
They know what we
Public,
doing.
it's public.
You know what?
I'm trying to ask you, what would you be arresting me for? Standing too close? What law is too close?
I think they know better. This guy came.
You good, bro? You free? You're free.
Y'all probably easement right now.
Yeah, they're in public. They're trying to say too close. They're trying to say too close is a law. I'm wondering what law that is. What?
Well, that's what he was. This guy came in hot, all aggressive. They were having
I'm
conversation.
pretty guy. I was hoping to epic to run into him.
Shout out to.
Intoxicated, but I'm still gonna respect.
As long as you're not being disorderly.
No, I'm definitely. Matter of fact, maybe like 2 minutes I'm gonna go home.
People have the right to be drunk. These motherfuckers be drunk all day.
Well, the guy was smoking in there, wasn't he?
He was smoking in there. Once I said his officer was smoking, then you see what he said, right? Where was you recording?
You got that on
No,
camera?
let's talk about your officer smoking in the building. How about that? I can stand here all night. I can stand here with y'all all night. As long as you on the clock, I could be on the clock. We could watch you all night long. We could become best friends. Did you know that, rookie?
What's your channel again, brother?
Good guy activism. 55,000 subscribers, 18 million views. Good thing you're behaving yourself, but that incident over there, a lot of people are gonna see that. A lot of people. Where the f is my vape at?
So when we step back and look at the bigger picture, this case isn't just about a camera. It's about perception, authority, and the tension that arises when those two collide. We saw emotional reactions, misunderstandings, and eventually, legal clarification from law enforcement. The key takeaway here is that knowing your rights and respecting boundaries is essential in any public interaction.